Good morning. You look quite refreshed. A few days off the trail has done you wonders. I'm not saying you looked bad, but it was your first time on a wolf for that long. It is bound to take a toll. I'm glad to see you are doing better. You do not need to worry about impressing me or trying to prove anything. You are fresh out of the academy. You're supposed to be a little green. Yes, green. We all start that way. Ah, who told you about... I will have to have a conversation with Bracken at some point, but yes, even those of us who started in a different life are still green when we first joined this illustrious group. Yes, illustrious, because we do quite a bit of work, more than most know. You are about to find out today, aren't you? This is your first day as a Longstrider. We're not ranging out far today. This will be a simple patrol. I want to get your feet wet properly. Yes, properly. I know you spent 3 days in the saddle getting here, but the job requires quite a bit more. We have quite a bit to do, and sometimes not enough manpower to truly do it. It is one of the unfortunate parts of being a Longstrider. We're overlooked every single time. The culvert provides as best they can, but unfortunately, the higher ups do not believe us as important. Coming from where you now know I did, I can safely tell you the funding does not go to the Longstriders. Because if it did, we would have 3 times the numbers. So, we have to learn to make do. Well, perhaps one day we will get what we need, but until then, we learn to make do. So, get your things. We head out in 10. Rations for 2 days. You always want one emergency set. And basic gear. We don't need anything too crazy. No, you shouldn't need a heavy cloak. Nothing looks too cold, and we'll be back by dusk. Yes, just rations, spares just in case. A few odds and ends survival gear, just in case we get caught out. Nothing too fancy. Yes, weaponry would be applicable. Your bow, your arrows, your spear. I don't care that it is some precious artifact to you. The spear of Atal is still a spear at the end of the day. If you wish to use it, use it. Who am I to judge? It is at the end of it all just metal and wood. The things we give names are still just things. They don't hold power. The power is in those who wield them. You need to learn that. How do you think it became the spear of Atal? Atal wielded it, not some deity, just one hell of a guardian. Exactly. It was only a matter of time with his skill that somebody thought that maybe the spear had some magic. It is just metal and wood. If you wish to use it, use it. Now you're starting to think like a Longstrider. Get saddled up. I'll meet you in 10. I thought I said 10. That was at least 25. You need to be faster with saddling your mount. Listen to me. It will save your life occasionally to be able to do it quickly. Doing it right is a lovely notion. One or two straps out of place will not kill you. Being slow, especially in the field, probably will. Then you do it over and over and over until you get it perfect. She will see to your training just as much as I will. If she gets frustrated with you doing it, she'll let you know, but, well, Togo here has never given me trouble, and I still sometimes run drill with him. Alright, final checks. Spear? I see you're taking my advice. Good. Bow and arrows? Ration bag? Survival gear? Excellent. Then off we go. Come along. Togo! It is worth remembering that sometimes the nonverbal cues you and your mount share will be invaluable to you. Yes, as much as you want to be able to talk to your wolf, you need to be able to communicate in a fashion that people do not necessarily recognize. It will help in the long run. Sometimes you need to be hidden and watch from afar. In those moments, a bird call that your wolf knows can be helpful. Case in point, Togo and I have a system worked out of whistles and clicks. Anything we need, we can say to each other without words. Well, that is particular to the rider and the mount. You and she will come up with your own system. It takes time, it takes work, but whatever you need to learn, you learn. Spend time with her. Wait, have you not spent time with her over the last few days? Checking in, making sure that she is cared for is admirable, but I'm talking about bonding time. All right, listen, sometimes it is necessary to bond with your wolf. And by sometimes I mean always. Sit with her, talk to her, occasionally just go for a ride that isn't about a patrol. Do things together and bond. You need to form that. Because without that connection, you will never be as effective as you can be. It will take time. I would not say it won't. But you will be better suited for that time. Tonight, when we get back, why don't you handle her clean down? Brush her, make sure she's bedded, do everything she needs. Spend that time with her. I still do it for Togo here. I don't trust him with anyone. No, I do not. You're important to me, even if you are a pain in my side. You are incorrigible, my old friend. Oh, he's just happy to get out again, even if it is only for a short ride. We don't do well in cities. Why do you think my tent is on the edge of the culvert? I like it there, don't get me wrong, they're much nicer people, but I'm still not overly happy there. I think you are starting to understand me. No, it is not my intention to live with people. Alongside them, possibly. I like the culvert, but I prefer my privacy. Well, since you know about it, it comes from my time as a guardian. It is a hard thing to live with from time to time. I had to do a lot of things, none of them I regret, but many of which linger with me. You may have to do things that will linger with you as well, even as a Longstrider. It is something to keep in mind. Among many other things, like what you should be doing right now. We are still decently close to the culvert, but keep your eyes on the trees, the horizon, anything that looks out of place. An errant wisp of smoke, a figure that we do not recognize, something strange that we cannot identify. Most of our job is protection. That is what we are here for. Guardians protect directly. Longstriders protect preemptively. If we do our job right, the Guardians don't have nearly as much work. If you would like, think of us as a vanguard for them. Exactly. So, keep your eyes on the horizon, scan the tree line, look for anything or anyone out of place. Well, case in point, if you look to the east, what do you see? Indeed. Normally, a single figure on the horizon would give me pause, but if you keep watching, the culvert has a few small herds, nothing incredibly large, but enough for our needs. Goat's milk mostly, but occasionally some meat and some leather. No, it is worth keeping an eye on them. They might need our help, we might need theirs. Everyone helps. And again, a lone figure on the horizon, if you don't know who they are, it can be perfectly normal or it can spell trouble. Yes, well, guardians are always taught to look for trouble. It is part of the problem of how they are trained. You need to remember that not everyone is an enemy. Out here in the wild, people are just people. They are trying to live, to work, to live life. I cannot tell you how many times I have been in a neighboring settlement and come across life. The young of people will always be the young of people, no matter who they are, ours or theirs. I'm just saying, I've heard too many things in too many barns. Yes, we don't have barns, but we are a more nomadic people. Barns do not suit us. Please. Get people to try to build a fence back at the culvert, see how that goes. They despise even them. Well, we are nothing if not a predictable people. But it works for us. Where, what do you say? Ah, yes, I see it. That's not far off. Our people would know not to place a fire in a stand of trees like that. That is worth an investigation. Togo. It could be nothing, or... Again, it could be nothing, or... Let us not be hasty, but... And keep your spear to hand. Yes, your saddle will have a small pocket for it. It keeps it close. Yes, very simply, just put it there. It looks innocuous enough, but you will have access to it if you need it. Yes, but to be fair, it looks like a burnt out fire. Hmm, that is very close. It's closer than I would normally expect. Anyone who comes near our people tends to be at a distance. And there's only one other settlement nearby. A group of the Kitsu people. They are fine individuals. We go there to trade occasionally. I've never met a sun worshipper I don't like, but they would not normally be this close in. Yes. You don't see anyone there, do you? Neither do I. Hmm. Come, let's dismount, see what we can see. No, no. Take your spear. The wolves can protect themselves. You need something more. Looks like whoever was here has already gone. But recently, this fire is still somewhat warm. This was not put out more than an hour ago. You'll learn. Come here. Put your hand close. Do you feel that faint heat? A fire will smolder for hours, given the chance. This was only an hour ago. You learn through experience. This is experience. Commit this to memory. It will come in handy. I don't see any impressions on the ground of a tent or anything large. I don't even really see impressions of bodies. Whoever was out here was sleeping very, very rough. Could be any number of things. Drifters passing through, other of our people, but that's unlikely. Maybe some of the Kitsu. If I had to guess, hmm, poachers. Yes, poachers. This sort of camp, small, light, very minimal in its building. This is barely even a fire ring. Poachers, most likely. Out here looking for easy prey. It's a shame, but unfortunately it is part of the job. I mean, it could be anything else too, but we really have nothing to go on. There's a fire pit. I don't see too many tracks around here. Whoever they were very good about not leaving them. All the more reason I believe it to be poachers. They walk like hunters. Nothing we can do. If there are poachers in the area, we will hope to catch them. If we find traps in the woods, disarm them. Sometimes there is nothing to do. It is one of the harder lessons you will learn. Learn it now, and let yourself be ready for it when you have to feel it real. Feel it real, because at some point you will find out that there is nothing you can do, and it will be in a moment where it will break your soul. I do not wish to scare you, but that is life out here. Sometimes things just go away from us, and there is nothing to do. Well, now you're starting to get it. This can be a hard life. At least we have our wolves at our side. Isn't that right, Togo? Incorrigible. Come along, there's nothing left here. They did a good job putting the fire out. It'll be dead in another hour, and I would not waste the water on it. We can dig up some dirt and throw it on top if you wish, but it is fine the way it is. Past that, there's nothing much to do. We keep riding. Keep our eyes open. Maybe we see something. That is the life. Always keep riding. Never look back. No one ever said it was easy. Just that sometimes we have to do it. Come on. We have many more miles to cover today. They don't use the word long in Longstrider for nothing. Come on.